I was back on board the clipper Sunfish, and with the current Xenothreat invasion of Stanton in full swing, I thought I'd head out to take on some of the smaller Xenothreat strike groups near asteroids around Microtech. The targets would be a bit much for a clipper to take head on, but my plan was to use the rocks to my advantage, just like in Nyx. Hopefully I could force a lot of the enemy to crash, or funnel them into tight spaces where they could not maneuver as much. And it wouldn't take long for enemy ships to start moving in. The tighter space makes it hard for the enemy AI to carry out the maneuvers that they use normally. When they crash, you can capitalize on the damage. But some of the tougher, slower ships can be more of a threat, and maneuvering around is necessary to avoid taking a lot of damage yourself. The Valkyries are genuinely durable now, but as I pulled away, I saw it taking damage from a crash on my HUD. I'd keep an eye out for opportunities to take on smaller ships too, like this Mantis. When my shields go down, it's time to break line of sight and recharge. Turning back towards the target, I'd spot another impact with the rocks. This Valkyrie was looking pretty fresh in terms of damage, so again I figured trying to make it crash would be a faster way to defeat it than going toe to toe. I held up and waited, with the Valkyrie follow me through the gap in the rocks. The ship had crashed and I'd scan around for more. Now, mission notifications were not working because of that damn fuel request thing stuck on the screen, but I checked my mobiGlass and yes, the mission was complete. I was close to the 60% complete for points that I needed in the event. I'd be returning to Calliope for repair and to rearm. There were more Xenothreat strike groups in the asteroids around Microtech, so I was heading out again. This time though, the location was not an asteroid base, but just a bunch of rocks. Would my strategy even work here? Circling around the rocks, I'd find a kind of hole, and it looked suitable to lure the enemy into. And again, I'd get chasers pretty quickly to begin with. The first enemy would fall quickly, but this cutlass was going to put up more of a fight.
Need some help here. Need help. I'm losing shit.
I was losing shields too though, so I'd break contact to recharge them. I'd find a way back into the cave as my shields returned. Now, it has to be said that a lot of the enemy during this event have taken a lot of time to wake up, and that this Gladius was a prime example, seemingly inactive as I came in to attack.
Shield system is hit. Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
With wave 1 of the enemy cleared, I was returning to the cave to await wave 2. Checking through the targets from wave 2, I could see at least 3 Valkyries this time, tough targets for the Clipper to go toe-to-toe with. But again, most of the ships here were currently inactive, the AI was asleep at the wheel, so I'd rush out to kill off as many of the smaller ships as I could before they start to fight back.
Congratulations. Target. Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
This is a problem for sure that really eats into the feel of the combat for this event.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed. Congratulations. Target is destroyed. Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
Getting onto the Valkyries though, they would now be waking up.
Shield system is hit.
I'd head for the cave with the enemy ships in pursuit.
Shield system is hit.
The tight space would confuse the Valkyries maneuvering, but the turrets meant they remained a threat throughout. I'd pin down one in advantageous position, but the other would move in to support it. I was surprised by how much of a pursuit the one Valk was giving me, but I was able to get my shields back up over a few laps. One of the Valks seemed to actually be stuck now, and I'd move in to attack again. When I shook off the mobile Valks, I'd return to the trapped one. Maybe there was a spot that I would be covered from its turret. The Valks were faring a lot better in this fight than me, but there were 3 of them. I decided that the time had come to hop away to repair and rearm at Clio.
Shield system offline. Quantum drive is now on.
I'd waste no time at all in getting rearmed and repaired before immediately setting out again to the asteroids above. There were 3 targets remaining, all of them Valkyries. I picked up the most separated, but again, as I closed in, the AI was not quite switched on yet, it appeared.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
Closing in on the second, it was also inactive, but the AI would wake up during my attack.
Shield system.
With 1 mobile Valk and 1 stuck on the rock, we were entering the final fight here. Returning to the cave, the Valk would suffer an impact.
Shield system.
Not enough to kill it, but enough to weaken it a fair amount. It was chasing me consistently as I dashed around hoping it would crash again, and as I moved I'd find myself returning to the trapped Valkyrie once again. The free Valkyrie was still on me though, so I'd keep maneuvering with the aim of taking it down once and for all.
Shield system is hit. Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
Only the trapped Valkyrie remained, and I wanted to find a spot that I was safe from its turret. Then I remembered turrets cannot look straight up. But ammo was very low.
Your ammo is low. You are out
Rather than returning to clear again immediately, I had an idea that I wanted to try.
System is hit.
So my plan here was to board the Valkyrie and take out the pilot. But the pilot door was locked. I tried to open it, but I too would basically run out of ammo. I'd even tried killing the pilot from the front. Weird that the pilot was now standing, but I'd have no luck here. So returning to clear to rearm was the only option. But on returning now, I knew that victory was assured given the only remaining enemy was trapped and damaged.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
The mission was over and I was now 60% done on points. I'd scan around for any more threats as I left the area. The current Xenothreat event is cool, but I can't help but feel it distinctly lacking in variety compared to the old Xenothreat event that, full of its faults, was a real spectacle to behold. The Xenothreat invasion as it exists here is even less varied than the Save Stanton event from a few years ago, where there were at least some FPS and planet-side missions as well. Maybe CIG are cooking with a new Xenothreat type event to do with the instancing coming to the game soon. We will have to wait and see. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching, and our very generous patrons, all of these wonderful people here that you see on screen. Thank you all so much. We'll be back with more from Star Citizen very soon.